Welcome to the Transform My Dance Studio podcast, the only podcast for dance studio owners, where each week we bring you business growth strategies to help you increase your profits, impact the lives of more students, while ensuring you give back some time to have a little life outside of the studio. It's time for you to become the go-to studio in your area. Now, here's your host, founder of the Dance Studio Owners Association, Clint Salter.
Hey there, dance studio owners. It's Clint Salter here, founder of DSOA. Welcome to Finance Fridays. I hope you've been enjoying the last 2 weeks as we've been bringing you mini podcast episodes. We've had some really great feedback. Thank you to everyone who has sent us a Facebook message and an email saying that you are enjoying this series. This is the last one. Next week we go back to our regular Monday shows that I hope you can definitely join us for. Today is Finance Friday, the numbers. And today I thought I would share with you why dance studio owners fail. Now, I know this does not sound like a very uplifting topic, but believe me, it is, because you're going to learn a lot of insights and lessons on why studios don't make it through the other side and the things that you can do to prevent and stop you from getting to that point. Because I want everyone that's listening to have thriving, successful studios so that you can impact the lives of more people in your area, but also provide you and your family with an amazing income. Now, just want to briefly mention today, because we're nearly at the end of the training, we only have 1 week left. If you haven't joined us in our free training, New Student Blitz, today is your last opportunity. We have a masterclass that we're running on Monday where I'm going through a whole marketing plan that you need to follow for January, and I would hate for you to miss out. So if you want to join this free training, please text the word Student Blitz to 44222 if you're in the USA. If you are not in the USA, you can just jump onto Facebook, go into the search bar and type in New Student Blitz, and we will get you sorted. I just want to give you some statistics for a minute. Now, these are US statistics around what percentages of businesses actually fail in a time frame. So 20% of small businesses fail in their first year. 34% of small businesses fail in their second year, 50% fail in their fifth year, and 70% of small businesses fail in their 10th year. Isn't that so crazy? And the reason why businesses are failing, and this is an overview of all industries in the small business sector, then I'm going to dive into the mistakes I see in the studio owner world, the dance studio owner world, that really contribute to people essentially putting themselves out of business. 19% are outcompeted. So competitors come into the market and they take all of your students essentially. 23% don't have the right team. You know how important leadership is, and getting the right people essentially in the right seats, we call it, getting the right people in the right seats is so crucial. 29% run out of cash. There's no money in the bank. 42%, there's no market need for products and services. The great thing here is generally that's not a big thing for studio owners, because people are always going to be having babies and people are always will want to go to dance classes. This one though is a big one. 82% experience cash flow problems. Right? 82%. And we know in the studio space, it's seasonal, right? So summer might be super challenging for you. Then you get a lot of money up front when you start the new dance year, and you've got to make that stretch over a certain amount of time, and you've got to pay teachers, and maybe you need renovations done. And so cash flow always is problematic for studio owners. So I just wanted to give you those statistics up front before I share with you some of the things that I've seen over the last, 16 years in business. I had my dance studio when it was 16. I've been working with dance studio owners now for many years, and some of the things that I see that contribute to studio owners having to close up shop, going to have to getting a full-time job, working somewhere else, or having to rely on their partner's income, which, is really stressful. So some of the things on the financial side, because it is Financial Friday, so I'm just talking about the finance side of things here. The first one is their ratios are out. And what I mean by that is if you look at a general dance studio, there's three things that you generally offer, which is preschool classes, recreational classes, and competitive classes. Now, you might not have all three of those things, right? And that's totally okay, right? You might run a pure recreational studio with no competition. You might run just preschool. I mean, we have members in our association that just have preschool dance studios. I think of Laura, one of our members, has about 700 students under 6. I think, so that's fine. If you've got just a preschool or recreational, totally okay. If you've got all three going with the competitive side of things, all great as well. But where I see studios get into a lot of trouble, I can't repeat that enough, is when they are really heavy on the competition side of things and they're not focusing on their recreational dance and preschool programming. You will never have a highly profitable dance studio if you're the 80-20 rule, but if 80% of your time and energy and effort is being spent on your competitive dancers, it's just not going to happen. The reason it's not going to happen is because it takes a lot of time. Competitive dancers take up a lot of your time. You may have some crazy discounts in place for them, like take 100 classes a week and pay us what is equivalent to like $1.50 a class. We're going to talk a little bit more about pricing in a second. And you're out at competitions and conventions all the time. And the thing is, time is money. Right? What you need to do is have an amazing, we had competitive teams. It was awesome, but I didn't forget about continually. And when I say continually, I'm talking every day, build our recreational department and our preschool department. Two really important departments that you need to continue to work on, not only getting people in, but keeping people, retention, and ensuring that you're always revisiting the quality of those classes. So tip number one is look at your ratios. Right now, you should be able to say to me, okay, Clint, 20% of our students fall in the competitive side of things, 40% are in our recreation and 40% are in our preschool, right? You need to know those ratios. And then what you can do, and this is diving a little bit too deep, it's things we cover inside of DSOA, our association. But then what you need to do is look at the amount of time and energy you and your team are spending in each of those revenue streams, right? To see how profitable and viable these are. Tip number 2 of why studio owners and why studios go out of business is they're not charging enough. And they're not charging enough because they actually don't know their true expenses for running their business. So I talked a little bit about this last week. So if you didn't listen to Finance Friday last week, please make sure you go back and revisit it, right? But you need to know what your expenses are, and then you need to put in place a fee structure that really supports that, right? That doesn't put you out of business or doesn't make you think, oh my goodness, how am I going to pay for my staff members this month? You need to know your numbers. Guys, there is no way around that. People say to me, oh, but Clint, I'm a dance teacher. Like I can only count 5, 6, 7, 8. Ha, ha, ha. Like it's really not a laughing matter. You need to get a really great grasp on what is going on financially in your dance studio. That's why we have the amazing Justin Crane inside of our association, helping our members, with their finance, with improving their financial literacy so they know what's going on inside of their business. Because what happens is when you know the numbers in your business, you can make really great decisions about moving your business forward, about growing certain departments of your business, about investing in certain team members. Without any of that financial information, you can't make good decisions, right? I'm going to get off my high horse on that. Number 3 is stop discounting. The amount of studios that I see discounting, sibling discount, early registration discount, pay up front discount, this, do 3 classes, get another discount, get 15. I mean, it is so crazy. No wonder studio owners are not making any money, right? Again, you need to get back to basics. You need to sit with your budget. We have a budget template for our members. You need to sit with that budget template. You need to work out, right, what are my expenses across the year? What are my expenses then each month? When is my cash coming in? When am I taking tuition? When do we get income for a recital, for the concert? Right? You need to get really clear around this, right? And then you got to get rid of your discounts. Now, I'm not saying that you listen to this and go, right, January 1, no discounts. We're increasing our price by 25%, blah, blah, blah. It might take you 2 years to phase out certain discounts, but you want to do it step by step by step, and you want to get them out quickly, right? No business can run efficiently or profitably with so many discounts in place. And if the only reason people are staying with you is because of the discounts, well, then you need to look at the service that you're providing inside of your studio. And my last tip around this is why studio owners go out of business. And guys, we get messages every week through Facebook, through our email, of people who are like, hey, I really need help. You're my last chance. I'm about to go out of business. Right? We get those emails and it breaks my heart because so often if we could only pass on our knowledge to them around how to grow and build a studio, if we could get to them sooner, they wouldn't be in that position. Right? So we quickly bring them into our DSO, our association, and get them on the right track to building up their business and building a solid foundation, right? And one of those solid foundations is around the finances. Number 4 is about not knowing your numbers. And I just touched on this before, but it's having no bookkeeper, no accountant, and you trying to do all of those things yourself. Right? I know the numbers in my business, but I'm not the bookkeeper and I'm not the accountant, right? I get experts to do those things. You need to do the same. Yes, it's an investment, but it's a required investment to own a business. I don't think anyone, I've got a lot of friends who are successful running their own business. None of them do their own bookkeeping or accounting. They have experts do it. Right? You want to make sure that you're working in your zone of genius, where your talent really lies. So not knowing the numbers and not having the right team in place, the bookkeeper, the accountant, is really going to cripple your business. So you need to get that all sorted out. And if you want help around this stuff, if it's a little scary for you, I would encourage you to check out the Dance Studio Owners Association. Our association, we have over 740 dance studio owner members from all around the world. And we provide you with resources and templates and coaching to help you grow your business. So you can go to our website, dsoa.com, check out all the info. But hope that was useful. And this episode was definitely not there to scare you, but hopefully you had some aha moments of thanks, Clint. I've been meaning to get onto all of those discounts. I've now got to do something about it. I've been meaning to sit down and really look at my budget and work out my cash flow. Now I'm going to do something about it. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care, and we'll see you next week for our regular weekly interview show on the Transform My Dance Studio podcast. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. Come on.
Thank you for joining us today. For all the resource links from the show and to receive access to our free dance studio growth training, make sure you visit transformmydancestudio.com.